Happy Father's Day from Anchorage, Alaska. We're at Anchorage's Mulcahy Stadium on a beautiful Father's Day afternoon. Not quite afternoon here yet, just a little bit before high noon here in Anchorage, Alaska. Dr. John Groth with you on the pregame show. Got a chance to talk to both head coaches a few minutes ago down on the field, and we'll hear from them momentarily. Today's game will feature the homestanding Anchorage Bucs here at their home field at Mulcahy Stadium and the visiting Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Third day of the Scout Showcase. This will be the last exhibition game, and then it's back to ABL play tomorrow for the Chinooks. But today, one final day to showcase the talents and abilities of these young men in front of some pro scouts on an exhibition weekend here at Mulcahy Stadium. Did have a chance to talk to the Anchorage Bucs. They're off to a really nice start. 5-1 in ABL play, 7-1 overall. As some interesting things happened this morning that we'll talk about with Coach Cole in the last 24 hours with the Scout Showcase and some different events going on here in Anchorage this weekend. But before that, the head coach for the Bucs is Bill Springman, and 24 years in professional baseball. He's got some college experience at a couple of various universities, including Pepperdine. We have some common ground there. I played for longtime coach Andy Lopez, who was at Pepperdine for a while, won a national championship there. I believe he won one at Florida and may have won one at Arizona as well. So Andy Lopez, one of my coaches when I played Athletes in Action 40 years ago, 1983, actually 41 years ago now, on a team that we came through Anchorage. Back then, Athletes in Action teams were traveling. We traveled through Alaska and then over to Japan, Korea, Taiwan, back to Canada, and then ended up at the NBC tournament in Wichita, Kansas. But Bill actually coached with Andy at Pepperdine when they won that national title. And so a lot of great experiences that he brings to these young men. Let's hear what Bill Springman had to say a few minutes ago down outside the Bucs clubhouse.
All right, we're here at Mulcahy pregame with Bill Springman, first-year head coach of the Anchorage Bucs. And Bill, give us a little background. You have an amazing background in professional baseball and a little in college baseball. I don't know, did you coach with Andy?
Andy Lopez.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I played for Andy in Athletes in Action.
Did you
1983,
really?
so probably about the same time you were working with him. He was our head coach on the Oriental team that came through Alaska, Japan, Korea, Taiwan, just like Tim shared this morning on the Chapel. So talk about how you got involved with ABL this year and how you ended up being with the Bucs.
Well, Don Snedden, who unfortunately passed away, Don was going to be the manager up here. He called me up about 5 months prior to the season, said, hey, I'm going to come out of retirement and coach up here at the Anchorage Bucs.
Nice.
I said, man, you lucky dog. I said, I've been all over the world playing and coaching, but Alaska's one place I have not had a chance to coach. I've always wanted to. I had two chances, but I was always hooked up somewhere else.
Right.
Well, Donnie, I said, yes, sir, I'll go up there with you, man, be a hitting coach. Well, unfortunately, Don passed away with leukemia. It was a tragic thing, happened so suddenly. So now he asked if I would please take over for his reins, and that's why I'm here.
Well, it's exciting, and I'm excited what happened this morning. And let's talk a little bit about that. This pregame chapel. The Chinooks are traditionally the Christian team in the ABL. We're the ones that share the gospel, but today the roles got reversed, and I'm so excited to hear that Tim got the invite and talk about how that happened.
Well, really, that was Sean Maltby, our general manager. Sean Maltby reached out to the Chinooks, to Tim, and said, would you guys mind being a part of our Bible study? Because Tim Montez has run the last two Bible studies, and so, of course, the Chinooks and Tim were said absolutely be great. So
yes.
We thought it'd be a fun thing to do. So our guys and the Chinooks combined, and it was
awesome.
very spiritual, very emotional, and like I told him in the ending prayer, we're all on the same team of Christ, So that's a really neat thing.
Well, I've been coming up here 12 years, and it's the first time that I can recall an opposing team actually inviting us to that kind of deal. So thanks for doing that. Thanks for being a part of that. And so talk a little bit about, I guess, your history in baseball and how this puts a cap on it, maybe in terms of just your experience as a coach, as a hitting coach, all the different experiences you've had. Talk about that.
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that because I've been a baseball gypsy. I coached. I played professional baseball with the Angels, and then I played in Europe for different times of year. So I was 5 years doing that. I came back, got a job at the University of Oklahoma. I coached there 4 years. I coached at Santa Ana College, where I met Don Snedden, who we talked about earlier. And then I got a job at Little Marymount. So I coached college baseball 12 years. And I was with Andy Lopez from, we started the Pepperdine program again.
Nice.
And from 88 to 93. And we had a national championship in 1992, which was amazing for a private. It was the first private school to ever win a national championship, and we were only the 20th team in history to win a national championship. A lot of teams have won it more than once.
Right.
But so that was a magical run that we had. And then I got into Pro Ball, and I got a chance to go to Pro Ball. So I was AAA hitting coach with the Twins for 5 years, and then got to be hitting coordinator for another 9. I was hitting coordinator with them and mental skills coach. For the last 6, I combined with that. So, and then I did high school for 8. So I've kind of run the gamut.
Well, I know that these Bucs are in for a great summer. You have a wealth of experience, and I want to say from them and from everyone, thanks for doing this. You're going to have the ability to pour into the leaders of tomorrow, right? These guys are going to be the ones that are coming behind us to lead baseball, to lead their communities, their families. It's Father's Day. Do you have children?
Yes, I got 3, 1 boy and 2 girls.
Well, happy Father's Day to you. I hope today goes well for the Bucs. Thanks for taking time to talk to me.
And same to you, sir. Thank you.
All right, a big thank you to Bill Springman, excuse me, and for giving me a few minutes of his time. What a great background he's got in the game of baseball, and gets to share a lot of that wisdom, and a long-time hitting instructor for a lot of professional organizations, and helped Andy Lopez win a national championship in 1992. And, boy, just a wealth of knowledge for these young Bucs. Literally, the Anchorage Bucs are going to benefit from that all summer long. So thanks, Bill Springman, for your pregame time. I also had a chance to catch up with the head coach for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. That would be Tim Cole. And, boy, we talked about some exciting things that happened here in the last 24 to 48 hours. So let's hear from Tim right now.
All right, we're outside the Chinook dugout with Tim Cole. And, Tim, couple questions. First of all, just today, I've been coming up here for 12 years, and it's usually us, the Christian group, that really initiates some of the things that are going on, in terms of sharing the gospel and sharing Christ with teams. But a little turn today on Father's Day. Talk about how the pregame chapel today, how that happened.
Pretty incredible of just what God's doing already this summer. So got a text last night at 10 from Sean, the Bucs GM, that said that they would love if we would join them for chapel today. And so we immediately said yes, enthusiastically, and we're excited to come and join. And assistant coach for them, Tim, who's actually an Athletes in Action alum, was the one.
Shout out.
Yeah, so back in, he said 42 years ago, I believe.
He was a little before me.
A little before you.
I had a front row seat up there in the press box as I was setting up listening. I could hear him clearly, and I thought, okay, he was just before me.
Yeah, so pretty incredible to see just, again, the alumni and just what God's done through the ministry. So he was able to give chapel today, did a great job of just talking about our fathers and who our father is, and then Bill, their head coach as well, got to pray. We all got to pray together over home plate with our arms around one another. So beautiful image of what God is doing and how he can. Continues to use the ministry.
Well, you just can't overstate just the longitudinal impact the Chinooks have had in this Anchorage area.
Yeah.
We develop and cultivate those relationships with the general managers, with the coaches, and the players as well. And all of a sudden now we got another team that's secular based inviting us to a chapel.
Pretty special. So yeah, I would say it's definitely a lot to be overjoyed about. So
I was so thrilled and tickled, and I enjoyed tremendously hearing Tim Montez share the pregame chapel. Additionally, yesterday you guys had a chance to hear from one of the pro scouts that are here for the Scout Showcase, who was a follower of Jesus. Talk about that and how that happened.
So met Sean with the Milwaukee Brewers and had a conversation with him on the first day. We have the bracelets that talk about just the 4 spiritual principles, and And so he asked about it and started talking to him about it, ended up giving him mine, and find out he's a believer. And so we sat there and talked for about 20 minutes about Athletes in Action, what we do. And he was overjoyed and just enthusiastic of who we are. And so he then asked, he said, hey, if there's any way that I could share with your team for a little bit after tomorrow, I would be a blessing. And I said, absolutely. We'll work it out. And I think every summer, every year, there's little interruptions that God does.
Right.
And there are moments that I believe that kind of pivot our summers. Yesterday, I think, was one of those with Sean.
Well, this whole weekend has been a blessing. And
Yeah.
to see God's hand on some of these moments, pretty exciting.
Pretty exciting, and yes, overwhelmed of just how God's working. I love it.
Well, let's talk baseball a little bit. So we are playing a lot of baseball, and this is the last day of the Scout Showcase. Talk about the balance that you've had to deal with here, because we got ABL play starting back tomorrow. So the pitching, talk about who's going to pitch today and how you've tried to balance, getting your guys an opportunity to showcase their abilities, but also, Monday we got to tee it up for real in conference play.
Yeah. Toughest part's the bump, right?
Right.
I mean, so having to manage that, we want the guys to be seen and have an opportunity in front of the scouts. And so I feel like we've done a good job of making sure that the guys that need to be seen have been, but they're going to be ready for tomorrow. And so today we've got John Green, who, again, has an awesome opportunity to go out and see what he's made of. And he's struggled a little bit early so far. So hoping he gets in the zone early and he'll be just fine. So excited for his opportunity.
Well, I'm looking forward to calling this thing. It's another chance for these guys. Everyone that ever played baseball wants to play in an opportunity to play in front of scouts, people who can maybe get them to that next level, or at least feel like you're doing that. So it's another opportunity for our guys to do that. Tim, thanks for leading the ship, man. You're a big part of what God's doing up here, and I'm excited to see the Lord with His hand on these moments that aren't planned.
Yeah.
But they're definitely of God. So I just appreciate what you're doing, and thanks for taking time to talk to me.
Yeah, well, I've learned from the best, from John Groth and Chris Beck. So it's a great legacy, and I'm excited to see what God continues to do.
Thanks, Tim.
Yep.
All right, a big thank you to Tim Cole for his pregame time. We're getting ready to play baseball. Game 3 of the Scout Showcase here in Anchorage. It's the Chinooks and the Bucs. Let's walk you through the lineups as we get ready to play. First for the Chinooks from Sugaryak Eagle River, 3-5 on the year, 2-4 in ABL play, led by second-year head coach Tim Cole. Kyle Peets is the pitching coach. Here's the lineup Coach Cole's put down for today's ball game. Leading off is the third baseman David Broughton. Batting second, shortstop Louis Zuleika. Batting third, the catcher, R.J. Rickaball. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter, Kate Smith. Batting fifth, first baseman, Keaton Laidley. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Sam Kopnowski. Batting seventh, left fielder, Brady Groves. Batting eighth, center fielder, Orion Medeiros. And batting ninth for the Chinooks, second baseman, Shane Steffen. On the mound for the Chinooks is John Green. Defensively, for the home team, the Anchorage Bucs, Peyton Knowles in center, Peyton Knowles in left, Max Ross in center, Zane Kelly in right. Around the infield, Josh Hankins at third base, Christian Powell at short, Nolan Cusey at second base, Cole Carlin at first, Brody Briggs behind the plate, and on the mound, 6'1", 215, a right-handed freshman out of Winthrop University, a Tampa, Florida native, Zan Rose. Right-handed freshman Zan Rose, taking his last few warm-up tosses. This would be a 7-inning exhibition game, as the previous two this weekend have. And the Chinooks will be the visitors on the scoreboard. Bucs in their black tops with the white pants, white paneled ball caps with the black back and the black bill. The Chinooks with their red tops today, white pants, and the white paneled hat with the red bill and the navy blue backing. Leading off for the Chinooks, third baseman David Broughton. Well, we're going to hear from a bunch of I'm starting the rounds. We got 3 different Chinooks we're going to play interviews for today, and it would be Shane Steffen, Brady Groves, and Dustin Eisenagel. We'll hear from them later in the broadcast, but had a chance to just get a little preview, a little introduction, if you will, on where they're from and what school they go to, a little bit about their experiences so far as a Chinook. So we'll hear from them as the day progresses, but I would love to hear from some of you that are out there watching on the live chat. Pitch is in there. It's 2 balls and a strike to leadoff hitter David Broughton. David Broughton yesterday 0 for 3 in the 1-0 loss to the Oilers. Pitch is called a strike outside corner. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. From the stretch, just missed inside. Briggs thought he had strike 3, was ready to rifle it down to third base. So umpire says no go. Full count. Rose has got an interesting setup position. It looks like he wants to wind up. He'll step toward third and then toward the plate. And there's a foul ball. Came right back up off of David Broughton. And we'll stay at a 3-2 count. Nobody on, nobody out, just getting started. First batter of the ball game is David Broughton, and he'll take ball 4. There goes the perfect game. So a leadoff walk here in the first inning. The Nooks have a base runner. What a beautiful day. 64 degrees at game time, 59% humidity. We got a westerly breeze 4 to 9, which is going to blow across this field from right field foul pole to left field foul pole. So those righties are going to get a little help again if they get it up in the air. As stepping in now is Louis Zuleika. First pitch to Louis is in there for a strike. And Louis actually got to pitch yesterday for an inning. In game 1 of the showcase, a 3-2 win over the Panthers, Louis hit a home run his first at-bat. He was 1 for 3 in that opener against the Alaska Gold Panthers. Off-speed pitch misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, we're just starting the long road trip, if you will, pilgrimage to this ballpark, Mulcahy Stadium. We play a lot of baseball down here in the next 2 weeks, so the first 3 are under our belts. We're right in the midst of game 3 of the showcase. That pitch is going to be called a strike. It's 1-2. We'll be right back down here tomorrow, 6 p.m. start, and we'll continue Alaska Baseball League play with a 6 o'clock ball game against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. One on, nobody out. David Broughton drew a leadoff walk. He's at first. The 1-2. High pop-up, left side, playable, and Hankins in foul territory makes the grab. So Josh Hankins drifted into foul territory and easily made that play for out number 1. Now it's R.J. Rickabaugh. R.J. Rickabaugh, 5'10", 190. He's a freshman from the University of Richmond. Coatesville, Pennsylvania native. And haven't said it yet, but I did at the top of the broadcast, but happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. First pitch missed to RJ, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Little tapper to second, and nowhere to go but first for Nolan Cusey. And there's 2 outs. Over to second base goes Broughton. So we're on second now. 2 outs for Cade Smith. Cade Smith, 6 foot, 200. Freshman out of University of Arkansas. And a native of Searcy, Arkansas. Chinooks trying to take the early lead here. Could not score in yesterday's game. They got shut out 1-0. First pitch is off the plate, ball 1. So both games for the Nooks in this showcase have been kind of a pitching and defense theme. 3-2 winners in the opener against the Panthers, 1-0 losers yesterday to the Oilers. So 3 runs in 2 games, and coming off a shutout. The good news was that the Chinook pitching staff, we only had 4 pitchers throw yesterday. They only gave up 1 run. Bad news was the bats couldn't produce anything, so we ended up losing 1-0. Foul tip off the end of the bat, and it's a 2 balls and 1 strike count to Cade Smith. Designated hitter, batting in the 4 spot for the Chinooks. And that ball's blooped down the right field line and foul, bounces toward the bullpen area. Bullpens and batting cages on both sides of Mulcahy here really help the cause on a showcase weekend where you got teams coming behind one another. And even as we speak, I think we got some maybe some pilots down there hitting in the cages. Trying to get ready. It might be some Panthers. I can't. A couple of guys not in uniform right now. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rose, the set and the pitch. Another little flare to the right side, and it goes foul. Cade Smith staying alive here. Well, if you get a chance, shoot a live chat my way. Let me know who you're rooting for and where you're spending your Father's Day. Another fly ball. This is going to stay fair, I believe. It's curving, and oh, it does go foul. All right, so a little curve on that. And that time, Zane Kelly, the right fielder, gave chase, leaned over, could not quite make the play, so we'll do it again. So we've seen Zan Rose, the pitcher for the Bucs, stay away, and we've seen Cade Smith hit the ball to the opposite way, just trying to stay alive with a 2-2 count. Got a good at-bat going here for Cade Smith. Rose the set. The next 2-2 pitch. There's a grounder to third, and you catch the ball, throw it across the diamond. Nicely done there by Josh Hankins. And there's your inning. 5-3 if you're scoring at the house. No runs on no hits. You leave 1 guy on. And we're through 1/2 inning here. The Nooks 0 and the Bucs coming to the plate. All right, let's walk you through the lineups here as we get ready to play the bottom of the first inning for the Anchorage Bucs. They're off to a nice start, 5-1 in ABL play. They're 7-1 overall, coming off a win last night in their showcase game. Bill Springman is the first-year head coach. Tim Montez, the pitching coach. Here's the lineup that Coach Springman has put down for Game 3 of the showcase here in Anchorage. Leading off will be the third baseman, Josh Hankins. Batting second, first baseman Cole Carlin. Batting third, center fielder Max Ross. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter, Ryan Callahan. Batting fifth, right fielder Zane Kelly. Batting 6th, the shortstop, Christian Powell. Batting 7th, left fielder Peyton Knowles. Batting 8th, the catcher, Brody Briggs. Batting 9th for the Bucs, second baseman, Nolan Cusey. Defensively for the Chinooks, Brady Groves is in left field. Orion Medeiros in center, Sam Kopnowski in right field. Around the infield, David Broughton at third. Luis Zuleika at short. Shane Stephan at second. Keaton Laidley will get the nod at first base. And behind the plate, R.J. Rickabaugh on the mound. 6 foot, 185, a right-handed freshman from Grace Christian University, John Green. So John Green gets the nod. He is a Grand Rapids, Michigan native. And he will get the ball first for the Chinooks. Well, it's been early rising here to get here by, we have left our ballpark in Shugiak about 9:30 each morning and gotten down here just after 10. And as you heard on the pregame interview with Coach Cole, the Bucs invited us to their chapel today, which was awesome. Tim Montez, their pitching coach, led the guys in a really good devotion about fathers and how the Scripture talks about in the Lord's Prayer, our Father. So really some poignant remarks from Tim, a former AIA player. Just a year before I played, Tim was a player and a head coach at a school in Arizona right now. He's their pitching coach. So a big shout out to Sean Maltby, the general manager, for inviting us. And really an exciting thing to see that the Bucs are kind of caring about the bigger picture. So thanks, Sean, and thanks for the Bucs to allow the Chinooks to be a part of the pregame chapel today. 2 balls and 1 strike now to leadoff hitter Josh Hankins, the third baseman. Next pitch is going to miss high, 3-1. Hankins, 6 foot, 180. He is from Boothwyn, Pennsylvania, and he is a player at Gonzaga University. So that's an interesting trek. Outside corner called a strike. It's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. Fly ball, center field, playable. This is an easy play for Orion Medeiros, and there's 1 out. So 1 up and 1 down in the Buck first inning. Now it's Cole Carlin, first baseman. He'll step in from the left side. Cole Carlson, 6'5", 220. He's out of Tempe, Arizona. First pitch is off the plate, ball 1. Player at Arizona State University. Freshman there. Listed as a first base / left-handed pitcher. So may see him on the mound before the summer's over. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. See if we can pull up some numbers on Mr. Green here. Early going. John Green. Second appearance of the summer for John Green. Actually, I think it's the third. We're still waiting on a week ago yesterday, played the Glacier Pilots here in Anchorage. That game still hasn't been added to the stats, so we're working on that. 1-2 pitch just off the plate, 2-2. One out, nobody aboard. Bottom of inning number 1. On day 3 of the Scout Showcase, just missed inside, and RJ was ready to throw it around. Have that happen a couple of times here in the early going. He had Brody Briggs do the same thing when the Chinooks were batting, thinking he had strike 3. Here's the payoff from Green, and he missed outside for ball 4. So there goes the perfect game for John Green. Carlin aboard with 1 out. Now it's center fielder Max Ross.
6, Max Ross.
So Max Ross listed at 6'2", 195. He is from Canada College, Woodside, California native. He's a freshman. First pitch is in there, strike one. Mr. Umpire, I don't know, a little delay in his call maybe. Timing is a little bit different than you expect sometimes behind the plate. John Green now from the set. He'll throw a pickoff over. Nice job by Keaton Laidley there. That ball was off the bag. He had to backhand it. Otherwise, that's going to be at least second. There's a lot of foul territory, as we talked about on earlier broadcasts from Mulcahy. Right in the infield, there's a lot of foul territory. It angles back toward the foul poles, but those overthrown pickoffs easily could net 2 bases by the base runner if they're quick enough to get around to third. No balls and 2 strikes now to center fielder Max Ross. Green the set and another pickoff, and that one's not in the dirt, but Laidley again has to come off the bag to make the play. I don't know if any of you baseball fans watched the College World Series last night, but I coached at A&M for a couple of years, so I was hoping the Aggies would hold off and win that game last night, and it went wee hours. Now, it wasn't so bad here in Alaska because we're 3 hours behind Central, but still was late, and I know even people at the ballpark, it was past 1 in the morning, I think, there in Omaha, and the Aggies held on to I think a 3-2 win over the Florida Gators, so they'll advance in the winner's bracket. Gators will be now playing an elimination game here in a day or so. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the pitch. Missed high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So I think they might have had to push one of those games to today. I'm not 100% on that, but I think that Aggie game was supposed to be an afternoon game, and then there was an evening game slated, and I think they pushed that to maybe this morning. Runner thought about going and then stopped. A little pop-up, shallow left field. Who's going to get it? Zuleika back there and makes the catch. Good job by Louis to stay with that ball. And that'll be a P6 in my score sheet. They have an extended area behind what would normally be the infield with turf. And I like the way they've turfed this field. It's kind of interesting. All of foul territory is turf. And the baselines are turf, so they never have to paint a baseline on that grass, which out at Lee Jordan Field we have to do numerous times per summer. First pitch is in there for a strike. This is Ryan Callahan, the designated hitter for the first time. So Hankins flew out to center. Carlin drew a 1-out walk. He's at first, and then Ross just popped up. So there's 2 outs and a runner at first. We are still scoreless. There goes the runner you throw down and not going to get him. Kind of a delayed steal there by Cole Carlin. He's a first baseman by trade, so not the most fleet of foot, but he got the steal. So it's a 1-1 count. Now you got a Buck in scoring position for the first time. And your cleanup hitter, Ryan Callahan, at the plate with a 1-1 count. We're still scoreless. Nothing but zeros on the board so far for both clubs. Green the set and the pitch. Little looper into center. That's going to fall in. And that'll be a hit. And here comes a throw. It will not be in time. It's 1-0 Bucks. Well, Callahan got jammed. Hit a little flare. And no way Medeiros could get in here. Could get in quick enough to catch that ball. It'll be scored. An RBI single, and the Bucks do score here in their half of inning number 1. Now it's the 5-hitter, right fielder Zane Kelly. Zane Kelly, 6'1", 200, from San Diego State, a Las Vegas, Nevada native. He's a freshman. First pitch missed, it's 1-0. So good pitch by John Green. And Ryan Callahan was able to spoil it by fighting it off and getting it into shallow center field in front of Orion Medeiros. That ball's fouled straight back, just missed the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. We now have more than just zeros on the board. The Bucs 1 run on 1 hit. Chinooks no runs on no hits. Well, you're going to lay a bunt down, and it is going to go foul. So, showing you the full repertoire, Zane Kelly trying to bunt his way aboard as David Broughton way back at third base, basically conceding the bunt. He's going to go right back there, I guess, with 2 strikes. Not likely to see that again from right fielder Zane Kelly. Well, the Chinooks, after today, you come back down here to Mulcahy and play the Pilots Monday, off Tuesday, and then Wednesday again. Fouled off to the left side. Count stays 1-2. Thursday, we come back down to Mulcahy and play this same Buck Club. And then off Friday, and then back down to play the Pilots on Saturday. We play the Pilots 1, 2, 3, 4 times in the next week. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Monday. So, again, numerous trips down here to Mulcahy over about a 2-week period. There goes the runner. Throw down is going to go way high. That pitch, R.J. Rickabaugh barely caught it. And he had to reach way to his left. Did get the glove on it. It'll go as a stolen base. And that'll be the second steal in the inning. And for the second time, the Bucs now have a runner in scoring position. Last time, they were able to get the 2-out single by Callahan. He's now at second. And a 2-2 count on right fielder Zane Kelly. Fights that one off, and we'll do it again.
Ball is brought to you by ABC Alaska.
So the Chinooks just counted it, played down at Mulcahy 8 times in 11 days. And those are all consecutive. So, again, we will wear the road out between Shugiak and Anchorage. There's a fly ball to left. Easy play for Brady Groves out there, and that's the 3rd out. So F7 if you're scoring at the house. The Bucs, however, do get 1 run on 1 hit. They'll leave 1 guy on. And we're through 1 complete inning in the 7-inning showcase day number 3 here in Anchorage, Alaska. A beautiful day on a Father's Day afternoon. It's 1-0 Bucs.
Bucs like to thank
Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium. We're in Anchorage, Alaska. Dr. John Groth with you on the play-by-play. And we'll head to the top of inning number 2 for the Chinooks. It'll be Keaton Laidley, Sam Kwapnowski, and Brady Grove scheduled to hit. Big right-hander Zane Rose back on the mound. First pitch swing, and you foul it back, right back towards us here in the press box, and it's 0-1. Good healthy swing by Keaton Laidley. 1-0 Bucs, top of the second inning. I won't have that score bug because I don't have anyone doing live stats, and that pitch is going to be in there for an 0-2 count. Rose of the set and the pitch. That's over our heads, just over our heads. Tell you what, in theory, we could get a foul ball in this little booth of mine. I got a little transom window above that I got the crowd mic going out. And it could happen. I got to stay heads up here. The next 0-2 pitch, way inside, almost got him. One ball, 2 strikes. Strike 3 called, and Laidley goes down looking here in inning number 2. That'll be the first strikeout of the game for right-handed freshman from Tampa, Florida, Zan Rose. And here's Sam Kwapnowski, the right fielder. First at bat for Sam here in Game 3 of the showcase. First pitch, popped it up. Center field, this is Max Ross, and now the left fielder, Peyton Knowles, will come over and make the grab for out number 2, excuse me. F7 if you're scoring at the house. 2 up, 2 down quickly here. Now it's Brady Groves. Got a chance to talk to Brady, and we hope to hear from him during this game. Try to slide those interviews in between innings here. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Brady Groves, 6 foot 195, a freshman from Oberlin College out of Youngsville, North Carolina. Outside the Raleigh-Durham area. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Chinooks still looking for their first hit. Zan Rose has faced one more than the minimum. Check swing says no. First base umpire says no go. A leadoff walk to David Broughton has been the only base runner for Chugiak in this game. So he has retired 5 Nooks in a row. 1-2 count. The pitch. And fought it off and caught. Line drive. What a nice play by Cole Carlin at first base. L3. That'll get a nice cheer. Put a star by that one from the Bucs fans. And that'll do it for the Chinooks. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across here in inning number 2. And we'll go to the bottom half for the Bucs. It'll be 6, 7, and 8. Powell, Knowles, and Briggs scheduled to hit. Back in a minute. Welcome back to Anchorage, Alaska. Bottom of inning number 2. We're playing 7 here in this final day of the Scout Showcase. Exhibition baseball, all 7-inning affairs. And stepping in for the Bucs is shortstop Christian Powell. Way off the plate, John Green back on the mound for the Chinooks. 1 ball, no strikes. Christian Powell, a junior from Ottawa University in Arizona. He's a Fort Worth, Texas native. 5'9", 175. Big hack right there. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, at a closer glance, the Bucs got their pinstripe pants with a black and gold piping down the side. So a little new twist. Those might be some new pants. Haven't seen those in the past. Had the pinstripe, but not the pinstripe with the black and gold down the side. 2 balls and a strike. John Green, freshman out of Grace University. Grace Christian University he's a native of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Has fallen behind now 3-1 to Christian Powell. Full windup for John Green. There's a tapper to third base. Broughton tried to make the play, and he couldn't. He came way across in front of the Louis Zuleika, and that'll be an infield single for Christian Powell. And that's what I'm going to score it. And the scoreboard's got an error up there, so I guess we'll go E5. So an error will bring up Peyton Knowles, the left fielder. Steps in from the left side. First at bat for him. There goes the runner, and a high pitch. And again, R.J. Rickabaugh barely got the glove on it. And down to second goes Christian Powell. 3rd stolen base in 2 innings here for the Bucs. They are, and this is what you expect in a scouting showcase. You're going to tell your base runners, hey, you get a chance, take a bag. And again, we talked about this yesterday on the broadcast, but the hitters, instead of taking walks with 3-ball counts, they're probably going to take rips. They don't want to take walks. They want to swing the bat and show the scouts what they can do with that lumber in their hands. So John Green has now fallen behind 2-0. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Bucs lead it 1-0. They scored a single run on an RBI single by D.H. Ryan Callahan with 2 outs. And they got another runner at second to start this 2nd inning. Time now as RJ is going to go out and talk to John Green. And here comes Kyle Peets, going to run out there and have a chat with his player. Kyle Peets is also from Grace Christian University, so he knows John Green really well and going to go out there and try to encourage him. John agreeing with everything Kyle's saying right now, nodding his head. Might be overthrowing just a bit. That's a tendency that players, pitchers especially, have when they know their eyeballs are watching them. And got some scouts here today, obviously, for the Scout Showcase. And you just got to kind of block that out and play like you're in T-ball. Just relax and let your natural ability come through. A lot of guys sometimes struggle when they try to do too much. There's a ball 4, so that'll be the 2nd walk in 2 innings for John Green. 2 on, no outs. Brody Briggs, the catcher, steps in. He's a freshman, 6'1", 195 out of Arizona State University and a Tulsa, Oklahoma native. And again, in normal ABL play, you might think about bunting here, but in the scouting showcase, no, you're going to let this guy hit. And first pitch is off the plate for ball 1. Well, I talked on the pregame with Coach Tim Cole about how he was going to balance the pitching with the showcase and an ABL game tomorrow. And he says it's not easy. And you hope that you can squeeze some innings out of some of the guys today. Obviously, the guys today would not be scheduled to throw tomorrow against the Glacier Pilots. But you also want everyone to get a chance to throw in front of the scouts. So you kind of have to balance that a little bit. Last pitch was a strike. It's 1-1. The pitch. Right at first base. Laidley will tag the runner, and it's a double play. Nicely done by Keaton Laidley. That goes L3 and U. And so Knowles took a step towards second on the liner, and he was an easy tag out for Keaton Laidley. So that'll help the cause for the Chinooks. And now stepping in is the 9-hitter, Nolan Cusey. He's the second baseman, first time through the lineup in the 9-hole for the Bucs. First pitch just a little bit high, ball 1. Well, I know we heard from John Green last week in our discipleship. He compared himself to Mark Fidrich. Some of you old-timers remember the Bird. Would talk to himself a lot on the mound and kind of demonstrative personality. And I think John has exhibited there you see him kind of going through his motion and trying to clear his frame of mind for the next pitch. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, a runner at second. 1-0 Bucs here, bottom of the second inning. Well, hopefully we'll see about tomorrow as the pitch is called a strike. It's 2-1. I don't know if the Pilots are scoring games yet or not. I hope they are, and if they are, I hope they're scoring them live. But kind of up to the home team to do that live scoring. If we do that, I can pull that score bug in. And if not, then we'll just do our best to try to keep you verbally aware of where we're at. Fly ball, right field. This is playable. And Kwapnowski makes the grab, and there's your final out. So that'll be F9 if you're scoring at the house. The Bucs, no runs on no hits. They leave a runner at second base. And we're through 2 complete innings here. Bucs hold on to a 1-0 lead. Back in just a minute. You know what we're going to do? We're going to play the interview right now. Shane Steffen has got quite, he's one of 2 returning Chinooks. He was up in the press box with me last year as the stat person and actually got some playing time as a young man from Anchorage. And he's got a unique perspective on playing in the ABL. So let's hear from Shane right now. All right, we're out here with Chinook, second-year Chinook. You're only one of 2 second-year Chinooks, Shane Steffen. And tell folks where your hometown is. You're not far. And where you're going to school and your position, and just a little bit about Shane.
So I'm a resident here in Anchorage, Alaska, as we are currently at Mulcahy Stadium. And I will be playing for my second year at Lancaster Bible College in Pennsylvania. So I'm a native to Alaska. I've grown up here my whole life. Just did Alaska baseball, played well, and wanted to continue my baseball career in Pennsylvania. So for that to be my next step in baseball, but also to be my next step in my walk with Christ, and just to be able to strengthen my relationship with Him and just grow as a man of God.
Well, you were my right-hand man in the press box for a lot of last year, and then you kind of morphed into being a player last year, and now you're back with the Chinooks for the second year. Talk about the difference between what you experienced last year with the Chinook team and now this year, the difference.
So last year, we had a bit of an older team, and of course I was in the press box when we were at home, so for the first couple of games, I wasn't even in the dugout. Of course, discipleship we all did together, which was really the moment where I got to grow my relationships with the team. But on the field, it was a little bit slower and harder. But as the year went on,
you were a graduating senior, so
yeah,
you were pretty young.
Yeah, so
and now you've been off and played a year of college ball.
Mm-hmm.
You come back with a lot more, I guess, perspective.
Yes, for sure. So Yeah, now with that year, I'm now actually a player, a more full-time player. I did
Right.
get a couple starts or a couple pitching appearances last year, but now I actually am in the dugout for every game, no matter where I am. And this year we also do have a younger team, so I think with a mixture of me being on the bench all the time and having a younger team, I really have connected a little bit quicker with the team. Not that last year's team wasn't very tight, we were very close, but this year it's just a speedier process for me.
Well, talk to the kids, these young players that might be in Alaska, because I got to believe at some point in your past, you came out to this field, you watched the ABL players play, and maybe in your mind and your heart you said, man, maybe one day I'll be playing in the ABL, and now you're doing it. What can you tell younger players that are here in the Anchorage area or in Alaska about pursuing that dream?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, growing up, playing at Mulcahy, all of our state tournaments are at Mulcahy Stadium, so it's pretty cool to be here. But I would just say, stick with it. Really embrace your style of play. Don't try to be someone you're not. Just be yourself when you're playing at all times, whether you're on your high school team or little league team or whatever. And especially if you get an opportunity to play in front of some ABL guys or, some higher level baseball, just be yourself, play as you play, and, play with confidence, and ideally confidence in the Lord and not your own understanding, but you use His, because He is, Jesus Christ is the one who's going to get us all through.
Awesome. Any shout-outs to, now you're home. These other guys are away from home, but I know you get to see people. Any shout-outs to family or friends?
Well, it is Father's Day, so shout out to my father.
Awesome.
And then shout out to all my fans that will be here today. So I have quite a crowd coming, so you'll hear them hopefully. But and shout out to my grandparents in New York, Poughkeepsie, New York. Grandma Ruthie and Grandpa Gene. Thanks for watching.
All right. Thanks, Shane.
Thank you.
All right, a big shout out and right on cue, Shane Steffen at the plate after a really good at bat by Orion Medeiros, who ended up striking out. Now it is Shane Steffen at the plate. And quickly, Shane in a hole 0-2. Zan Rose back on the mound for the Bucs. 1 out, nobody aboard. Top of inning number 3. We're at the 9th spot in the Chinook lineup. Shane Steffen for the first time. Swing and a miss, got him. So a couple of good at bats here. For Zan Rose, the pitcher. Strikeout number 2 and now 3. And back to the top you go, David Broughton. So Zan Rose, the Buck pitcher, on quite a roll. He has retired 8 Chinooks in a row. The only guy not to be retired by Zan Rose was this guy. David Broughton drew the leadoff walk in the first inning. And he falls behind 0-1. So Rose really pumping those strikes in there. Couple of strikeouts. He struck out 3 now in the first 2 2/3. Just inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So big thank you to Shane Steffen. And we're going to hear also from Brady Groves. He'll be next. A couple innings. We'll play his interview. That ball's pretty well hit to center, but playable for Max Ross. And he puts it in his glove. And that's 9 in a row now for Zan Rose, the freshman out of Winthrop University, Tampa, Florida native. F8 if you're scoring at the house. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across. We're heading to the bottom of the 3rd. It's still 1-0 Bucs.
All right. We're
To the bottom of the 3rd. It's still 1-0 Bucs. All right, just want to catch up with some of these live chats here. Tim Klopnowski has checked in. Tim and Kim watching from Nebraska. Watching Sammy on Father's Day. Well, God bless you. Happy Father's Day to you. Thanks for checking in on the live chat. Would love to hear from as many of you that have a chance to shoot us a quick note on that live chat feature. Beautiful day here in Anchorage. 64 degrees, 59% humidity. West breeze at 4 to 9. And, boy, just an amazing day here for baseball. I spent a fair number of Father's Days as a college coach in Texas. They traditionally have their state all-star game at Dell Diamond down in Round Rock, Texas. And what a day that was to see. They would have a Father's Day ceremony with the kids and their dads. And before the game, introduce the kids and their fathers as they walked across and were introduced. So special day, something about baseball and fathers sometimes connects generations together. But happy Father's Day to all the dads out there as we continue play here in the bottom of the third inning. It's back to the top of the lineup. Josh Hankins, the third baseman, flew out to center his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. And that's going to miss low, ball 1. John Green back on the mound for the Chinooks. The Bucs 1 run on 1 hit, no errors. Chinooks no runs, no hits, 1 error. Runs have been hard to come by in this showcase for the Chinooks. Ground ball foul, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, this might be. Pitch is called a strike, 1 and 2. I'm looking at the stats coming into the showcase. This could be one of the first appearances for Josh Hankins. Does not have any stats coming into the weekend. Now, the showcase hasn't been statted, so just letting you folks know for Louie and Jacob, who hit home runs in that opener, that's not going to appear on the stats all season because nobody statted the games. So, unfortunately, these are exhibition games, and the general managers decided not to do any stats on them. So, if you're coaching either Louis Zuleika or Jacob Hayes, be reminded that they both have hit home runs. They both had home runs in that first game on Friday against the Panthers, helped them to a 3-2 win. 2-2 pitch, misses high, full count. Leadoff hitter Josh Hankins has worked a full count against the freshman from Grace Christian University, John Green. Here's the full windup, the payoff. Boy, in on the hands, and he fought it off. We'll do it again. The next payoff from John Green, there's a little tapper in the hole. Long throw for Louie, and safe. Boy, he did all he could. That was another one of those tweeners in the 6 hole. David Broughton came across, looked like he might cut it off, couldn't get there, and that'll be an infield single for Hankins. And leadoff batter aboard here in the third inning for the Bucs. Now it's the 2 hole. Cole Carlin. Carlin drew a walk his first time up. He scored the only run of the ball game. RBI single by Callahan, who currently is in the hole as the cleanup hitter. First pitch is going to miss inside, ball 1. One nothing Bucs, bottom of the third inning. Cole Carlin at the plate. The pitch, he got fisted and fought off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shout out to my wife, Kitty, who just brought me some refreshments here. Some grape juice. Made the trek all the way up here. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, runner at first base. And there's a snap throw over, and Hankins gets back easily. John Green been on the mound from the start for the Chinooks. We'll probably see somebody else at some point. Runner going, and another tough play. Boy, every time they send a runner, it's been a really tough throw for R.J. Rickabaugh. So another stolen base for the Bucs. That'll be steal number 4 of the day. First 3 innings, or 2 innings actually. We're not even through the 3rd inning here. And again, the Bucs very aggressive. You might expect that on a scout showcase day. These guys that can run, want to show off that speed. 2 balls and a strike, the pitch. And pretty good spot, called a ball. I think John thought it was a strike, so did I. RJ having a little chat with Mr. Umpire down there. 3-1 now on Cole Carlin. Green the set. Green the 3-1. Little looping fly ball, and Medeiros coming in, and boy, you had miscommunication. It got by both of them. And the throw to second is not in time. Well, you didn't communicate well between Brady Groves and Orion Medeiros. It looked like Medeiros had a beat on it, and Brady came zooming in, and at the last moment, Orion pulled back, and the ball hit the turf. Let's see how they score it. They're going to score it a double, and kind of a tweener there, so I could probably live with that score. And now you got second and third, nobody out. Hankins had to hold up because he thought it was going to be caught. And stepping in now is the center fielder, Max Ross. First pitch to Ross, off the plate, ball 1. So the Bucs threatening here in inning number 3. One-zero count to the 3-hitter, Max Ross. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to second. This is going to score a run. Stephan will go to first base. 2-0 Bucs. Good job by Ross to get the run in. 4-3 if you're scoring at the house. That's an RBI for Ross. And Hankins comes home to score. Carlin over to third base. You got 1 out and a runner at third. And here's your cleanup hitter, Ryan Callahan. He drove in the first run for the Bucs. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI today. Now you're going to bring your infield in if you're the Chinooks, at least on the left side. Now they're going to retreat back. You got Broughton even with the bag at third base. Looping fly ball to right center, and running it down is Kwapnowski. Nice play out there by Sam, but it is deep enough to score the run. So an RBI sac fly for Callahan, his second RBI of the ball game. And Carlin comes home easily, and it's now 3-0 Bucs. So now it's Zane Kelly. I think our PA guy's on the wrong team. All right, he's on the wrong hitter now. Because this should be Zane Kelly. No, it isn't. It's Callahan. Well, what? How did that happen? Foul tip. Well, somehow my score sheet got off. I don't know if they... I don't know. We got 2 outs in the inning, which is what I have. 2 runs scored, which is what I have. How in the world? I don't know who. Maybe they slid someone in before Callahan. Again, the substitution rules in this. I'll have to go back and look at the video, seeing who in the world was the batter. Got fisted into right center. That'll fall in. So Callahan gets a hit. I don't know who drove that run in, because Callahan was scheduled to hit, and he just blooped a single into center. So now it's Zane Kelly. So between innings, I'm going to go over there and ask Mr. PA guy, who got the sack fly? Because my score sheet is going to be off a little bit here. Here's Zane Kelly, flew out to left to end the first. 0 for 1. Big hack right there. Strike one. And so it might have been that they just slid someone in to give him an at-bat in an exhibition showcase game. And I don't know. Max Ross was the 3-hitter. He grounded out to Shane. Second base. There's a grounder to short. Louis backhands. Long throw. Got him. Nicely done there. And that'll do it for the Bucs. But they do get 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave one guy on. We're going to the 4th. It's 3-0 Bucs. All right, Louis Zuleika will lead it off for the Nooks here in the 4th inning. Give you some information on the new Buck pitcher as Louis takes ball 1 outside. To run next door and figure out they pulled the old exhibition bat out of order type thing and try to make sense of it here in a minute. The 1-0 pitch to Zuleika is off the plate, 2-0. The new pitcher is Garvey Rummery. Rummery, a freshman from San Diego State, a native of Bree, California. And he'll take over for Zan Rose. Zan Rose pitching a no-hit shutout here for the first 3 innings. Now he'll hand it off to the big lefty. 6'3", 195, Garvey Rummery. Bucs have a lot of two-way players. He's listed as an outfielder, left-handed pitcher. Here's the 3-0 to Louis, and there's ball 4. Takes a 4-pitch walk to lead off inning number 4, and that breaks a streak of 9 Nooks retired in a row. Here's R.J. Rickabaugh grounded out to second base his first time up. R.J. 0 for 1. So you got the left-on-left matchup. And there's a wild pitch. Down to second base goes Louie. So the Nooks still looking for their first run. It's 3-0. Bucs a single run in the first and then 2 more in the third. So it turns out that Brody Briggs actually batted in that 2 spot, hit the double. He was the one that hit the double. And then, I don't know. Max Ross was the one who hit the sacrifice fly. So it totally messes up your score sheet if you're trying to keep a normal scorebook. They batted their 8 batter in the 2 spot for some reason. And it may be that what they're trying to do is get him in at bat so they can get him down to the bullpen to get the pitcher ready. Because that's sometimes the practicalities of baseball in a showcase like this. You don't have an abundance of catchers, and so it needs someone to get down to the bullpen instead of waiting until his turn to hit. They just threw him out there in the 2 spot instead of the 8 spot. So kind of messes us up here in the press box. But a shout out to the Bucs PA man for squaring me away there. I ran next door and said, "Okay, tell me what happened here," because I couldn't make sense of it. He said they moved Briggs into the 2 spot after Hankins batted. 3 balls and a strike now to R.J. Rickaball. That ball's well hit to center, but it's right at the center fielder, Max Ross, for out number 1. Well hit ball off the bat of Rickaball. Now it's Cade Smith up there for the second time. He grounded out to third base to end the first inning. And now here's Tim Montez. And I'm not sure what this is about. No, he's quickly out to the mound and having a chat with Garvey Rummery. I have no idea what that was about. A leadoff walk and a well-hit ball to center will bring up Cade Smith. 3-0 Bucs. We're in the top of the 4th inning. And that's catches the corner. No balls and 1 strike. So we've heard from Grandma and Grandpa, Shane's Grandma and Grandpa in New York, Poughkeepsie. Thanks for checking in. Hope you enjoyed that interview with Shane. We're going to hear the interview from Brady Groves here in a minute, so hang in there. There goes the runner. Throw to third, no throw to third. So Luis Zuleika steals third base. He's at third with 1 out. So now the Nooks with a chance to get on the board here. Get a productive at bat from Cade Smith, the designated hitter. Full windup for Rummery. Missed off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Bucs playing straight up defense. They're conceding the run in the infield. Third baseman maybe a step or 2 behind the bag. The rest of them are back. Short pop up, and second base is going to call it. Nicely done there by Nolan Cusey for out number 2. So that'll bring up Keaton Laidley for the second time. He took a third strike his first time up. So he's 0 for 1. Nooks trying to get on the board here. Runner at third, 2 outs. So thanks for checking in. Keep those live chats coming. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there. Hope your weather is as nice as it is here in Anchorage. Started the game at 64 degrees. And we really have a nice extended forecast, which is a real blessing. We've had some kind of wet, soggy weather the first couple weeks, but next week it looks to be really nice for some good college baseball. Here's the 0-1. Catches the corner, 0-2. 2 outs, runner at third, 3-0 Bucs. The Bucs 3 runs on 4 hits. The Nooks no runs on no hits. Garvey Rummery shaking off a couple of pitches. Now he's going to the windup. The 0-2. Ball pops out of the glove, and Louis Zuleika, that's the hardest ball to read right there when you're at third base. That ball that pops right away from you, you can't really tell how far it is. And, boy, if you get a jump there, you might score. But Louis still a third with a 1-2 count. Good hustle there by the catcher, Brody Briggs. The 1-2. Foul ball. That went off of Keaton Laidley's leg. Come back and give it a go. Nooks still looking for their first base hit. Keaton Laidley playing first today from Paris Junior College. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Good left-handed breaking ball. And that'll do it for the Chinooks. No runs on no hits. You'll leave a runner at third base. Strikeout number 1 for relief pitcher Garvey Rummery. That'll be 4 strikeouts for the Bucs pitchers. We're going to head to the bottom of the 4th, but before we do that, let's hear from Brady Groves. Talked to him a few minutes ago, and let's hear what Brady had to say about his experiences so far. On no hits, you'll leave a runner at third base. Strikeout number 1. That's not what we need to hear. Got too many things going off my phone here. All right, we're out here getting ready to play Game 3 of the Showcase Exhibition Series in Anchorage, and I'm here with Brady Groves. And Brady, just want you to introduce yourself to the people who watch the broadcast. You're a long way from home, and talk a little bit about where you're from, where you go to school, and just how you ended up being a Chinook.
So my name is Brady Groves. I'm from Youngsville, North Carolina, which I don't think anybody's going to know where that is. So it's about like 25 minutes outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. Okay. And I go to Oberlin College. I'm going into my 2nd year there. And I just ended up being a Chinook by I just saw that Alaska had baseball, and that seemed like a super cool experience. And then I filled out the application to be on the team, and the more I looked into it, the more it looked like a great fit. And I wasn't really expecting a response back, but then just when I saw it, it made me really happy. And then the more I talked to the people here, it just seemed like an awesome experience to be a part of.
Well, that's quite a story. I have an interesting little sidebar on your school. Mm-hmm. So I think I share with you privately that one of my colleagues at Tyler Junior College, where I work, is an Oberlin grad. Mm-hmm. He's a yeoman. And so I'm curious to know, how did a guy from North Carolina end up going to Oberlin?
So I wanted to go. Oberlin is a really great school, and I wanted to go to play baseball and also get a great education. Right. And then just reaching out to a lot of the schools and going to different high academic showcases, they were just the best fit for me. And then talking to their coach, it just seemed like a place that I wanted to be, and the first year is great, and I'm looking forward to going back there for a 2nd year.
Good. Well, I got a chance to meet your mom for the first few days you guys were up here, so that was a real treat. Talk about your first couple of weeks being with the Chinooks and what you maybe expected and how it's played out and what you expect going forward.
So I had really no contact with anybody before this, so I was a little nervous coming in blind, just not knowing anybody, but this has just been such a fun team. Everybody is very kind. Everybody wants to win, and it's just a really competitive and fun environment that I'm just looking forward to be a part of for the next almost 2 months.
That's awesome. Well, you know, I don't know if you knew this, but I played at the stadium 40 years ago, and those mountains are the exact same. The stadium's a little bit different, but I am so excited for you to be playing with the Chinooks, and look forward to good things for you back at Oberlin as well. Thanks for taking time. And any shout-outs to folks back home?
Well, if it's Father's Day, I know. Shout out to my dad. He'll be watching the broadcast, and just my whole family. They're awesome, and they've supported me every step of the journey.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
All right, thank you.
All right, big thank you to Brody Graves for taking a few minutes before the ball game to talk to me. And fly ball to right field is going to curve way foul and over toward the bullpen and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes after a ground out by Christian Powell on a really good play by Louis Zuleika. Barehanded a ball that had gone off the glove of John Green. Louis barehanded it, made a great play for the first out. This is Peyton Knowles now. He walked his first time up. It's a 2-2 count with 1 out. Off the plate, 3-2. So I'll do my best to work through as many of these Chinooks as I can on these interviews. It's always interesting to hear where they're from and how they ended up being on this team and what their thoughts are on being involved with a team like the Chinooks. And there's ball 4 as R.J. Rickabaugh will have to scamper back. That's going to be walk number 3 for John Green. That's the second time Knowles has walked. And now it's going to be number 10. So we got a pinch hitter here. And let's see. This is Dylan Maltby. First pitch to Dylan is off the plate, ball 1. So Dylan Maltby is the son of Sean Maltby, the general manager for the Bucs. He is a Anchorage native, and he has played at a couple of different colleges in the lower 48. Fly ball will hit the center, and this will be caught by Medeiros for out number 2. Dylan, like Shane Steffen, is a Anchorage native, and I remember Dylan when he was a young boy. He and Ty Beck would be best buddies out there before the game playing catch, and now actually, last year they were both in the ABL together, not on the same team, but Dylan played on the Bucs last year, and Ty Beck did as well. So they were both bat boys in the ABL. Fly ball left field, and Brady Groves, right on cue, makes the play on the running catch. That'll go F7 if you're scoring at the house. No runs on no hit. You leave 1 runner on. And we are through 4 complete innings here at Mulcahy. We're going to the 5th. It's 3-0 Bucs. Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium. Dr. John Groth with you on the call. Top of the 5th inning, the Chinooks will bring Sam Kwapnowski, Brady Groves, Orion Medeiros to home plate. First pitch misses low, ball 1. Garvey Rummery back on the mound for the Bucs. Freshman out of San Diego State. Kwapnowski flew out to left field his first time up. Ground ball just foul down the first base line. Roll down toward the bullpen. Well, the good side of playing these early games, you have to get up a little earlier for sure, but you're done by about 3 o'clock. And so these guys have had, I know a bunch of them went to one of the touristy pizza places, the Moose's Tooth. It isn't far from the ballpark. They had a good time enjoying one of the local tourist traps, if you will. But whenever you get to Anchorage, everyone says you got to go to the Moose's Tooth to eat some pizza. And so they went, a bunch of them went there yesterday after the game. Check swing was called strike 3. Sam Kwapnowski is out. That'll be strikeout number 2 for Garvey Rummery. That's 5 strikeouts for Buck pitching. Here's Brady Groves. Brady lined out to first base on a really good play by Cole Carlin back in inning number 2. First pitch misses low, ball 1. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Bucs. No runs on no hits for the Chinooks. So you still got a no-hitter intact. Playing only 7 innings here, so the Nooks have had just 2 base runners. Both of them reached via the walk. Broughton got a walk to lead the ball game off. And Louis Zuleika got a walk in the 4th inning. And that's it. Fastball misses high and away, 3-0. We'll see if Brady takes a whack at something here. Normally you'd take your walks if you can get them. In a showcase, you might as well swing it. Here's the 3-0. Did not swing it, and it was not a good pitch. So 3rd walk issued by Buck pitching. And that'll be the 2nd walk issued by relief pitcher Garvey Rummery. The Nooks get their 3rd base runner of the game, and stepping in now is Orion Medeiros. He struck out swinging his first time up. Let's see if Brady decides to try to steal a bag here against the left-handed Rummery. First pitch is going to miss high, ball 1. Well, we're a balmy 66 now, so I think somebody chime in on the live chat here a minute ago. There's a ball in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. It was Ms. Broughton watching from St. Louis. 96 in St. Louis today. Sounds like Tyler, Texas to me. Yeah, and you don't go anywhere here in Alaska without a hoodie, because if some clouds appear, it gets chilly quickly, and it drops what it seems like 10 or 15 degrees in a heartbeat. Ground ball up the middle, could be 2. Step on the bag, throw to first. And they're going to say he held on to the bag. I don't know about that. And that'll do it. Nicely done by the middle infielder, Nolan Cusey. He steps on the bag and throws to first base. I thought that Cole Carlin might have come off the bag, but the umpire said no. He knows it's an exhibition as well. So that'll go 4-3 on the twin killing. And that's it for the Chinooks in their half of inning number 5. They still don't have a hit. It's 3-0 Bucs, and you know what? Let's hear from Dustin Eisenagel. I also had a chance to talk to Dustin earlier today before the ball game, and I'm going to try to work my way down through the lineup. So if you're wondering when your Chinook is coming, then we'll try to work our way through that roster that's online. So let's see if I can find that interview with Dustin, and we'll hear from him here momentarily.
All right, we're at Mulcahy Stadium here, and we're with Dustin Eisenagel, and just want you to introduce yourself to the people who watch these broadcasts. Talk about where you're going to school, your hometown, and how you ended up being a Chinook.
I'm Dusty Eisenagel. I'm from Frederick, Maryland. I go to Messiah University. It's a Division III in Grantham, Pennsylvania, just outside of Harrisburg, which is the capital. And I became a Chinook because of my head coach at school has a great connection with Coach Tim Cole through AIA, and got me connected out here. I said I wanted to play the highest level of baseball possible for me, and Coach Schallenberger believed in me, believed in my ability, and I'm so glad I'm here with my spiritual development, meeting these new guys, and just continuing to grow, not only as a baseball player, but as a man.
Well, we're standing right beside this banner, and just a who's who of who's played in the ABL, and now you're among those guys. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's a very sweet feeling. I've loved it up here and just love competing.
Talk about the experience you've had with this team. I mean, you guys didn't know each other 2 weeks ago, and it's a very different, pretty intense experience to get to know these guys. We spend a lot of time together, driving to games, discipleship, at the games, post-game meals. Talk about the 2 weeks you've had so far being a Chinook.
Right. With the discipleships, it's kind of like just an experience that I've never really experienced before in terms of a daily practice of walking with Jesus, with other like believers. So it's made this just a very awesome experience so far. Last summer I played up in Rochester, and I kind of burned out about halfway through, not getting that spiritual development that I was hoping for. But I can really see myself just continuing to grow as a man until August here, and I'm just so excited that I get to spend the summer up here.
Well, we're going to play a lot of baseball too. I mean, 40 games in 50 days, and it's not a bad place to do it. We've had some really good weather lately. Last thing I want, any shout-outs to people back in Frederick, Maryland?
I want to shout out my dad. First of all, happy Father's Day. I love you, man, and everything you do for our family. I also want to shout out my mom. She's also a rock for our family. And I also just want to shout out Coach Schallenberger for getting me here. Man, what a great opportunity you've blessed me with. So thanks, Coach.
Well, I have enjoyed being your pickup guy. I'm the guy that drives you and Jacob to wherever you need to go. So I've enjoyed getting to know you. Man, I wish you nothing but the best all summer long, and then back at school too. Thanks for taking time to talk to me.
Thank you so much, Sean.
All right, big shout out to Dustin Eisenagel, as pretty good at bat there by the leadoff hitter. We're back at the top. That's Josh Hankins working a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And it's still John Green on the mound. And John has scattered 4 hits, given up 3 runs. Put a 0 up in the fourth. That'll be walk number 4 for John Green. And stepping in now is Cole Carlin, the first baseman, swing and a miss, strike 1. Well, you're going to probably see Hankins try to steal here, as the Bucs have been very aggressive on the base pass. And so far, the Chinooks have not been able to throw anybody out. And there's a tapper, could be 2, 6, 4, and not in time. Boy, good turn there, and just could not quite turn the double play. So that'll go 6-4 on the fielder's choice. Hankins out at second, and a speedy Cole Carlin, which he already stole a bag as well. Big first baseman that runs well for his size. Now it's Max Ross stepping in for the Bucs. Runner first, 1 out. 3-0 Bucs. There goes, well, he stopped again. On every time the Bucs have stolen a bag, John Green has launched a difficult pitch to throw. So in defense of R.J. Rickabaugh here, I don't think he's had a good opportunity to throw out any of the runners so far. I know he's ready to throw that one. And Carlin put on the brakes. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. This is where they kind of mixed up the lineup last time, so it looks like they're staying to the original lineup this time through. Next pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. Playing 7 here. This is the final of 3 showcase games, exhibition, scout showcase here in Anchorage at Mulcahy Stadium. Right in the middle of 8 games in a row for the Chinooks here at this ballpark. Off the end of the bat, 1-2. 8 games in 11 days at Mulcahy for the Nooks. And the good news is it's just about, I don't know, a little less than 30-minute drive down here. So certainly thankful for that. Again, we've talked about this on previous broadcasts that the Chinooks are in an ideal spot geographically for this league. You got two teams down here in Anchorage, the Bucs and the Pilots, and then another team about 30 minutes north of Chugiak Eagle River, the Matsu Miners. They're in Palmer, and so for a lot of the games, it's just 30 minutes in the car or in the van. Only one time will they travel 3 hours to Kenai, play a 5-game series over on the Kenai Peninsula. And that's the only longer road trip. Now, next year, it's likely that the Fairbanks Gold Panthers, Alaska Gold Panthers, will be back in the ABL, and that's every bit of 8 hours. Now, this is a double play. Step on second, throw to first. Nice job by Louis Zalaika. Max Ross hit a hard grounder, and all Louis had to do was step on that bag, make a strong throw over to Keaton Laidley, and there's your twin killing. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. As the Bucs have left 3 on. Neither team has had a lot of traffic today. We're going to the 6th inning. 3-0 Bucs. For the Chinooks, it'll be 9-1-2. Shane Steffen, David Broughton, and Louis Zalaika to bat.
Hi, this is Pastor Brad Rood from the Crossing in Chugiak Eagle River. I remember distinctly the first time I ever walked on a high mountain sheep trail. I was way above tree line in the gray rock with what seemed to me like a vertical drop to my death if I missed a step. Interesting that in less than an hour, I had learned to trust the rock, the foundation that was beneath my feet, so much so that a week later I walked the same trail carrying a backpack and a rifle. God's path also seems risky. If I'm morally pure, can I really be satisfied? If I serve others, will there really be time for me? But as we walk His path, a step at a time, we learn that we're on firm footing, a solid foundation. Psalm 25 says, "Show me your way, O Lord, teach me your paths." What next step is God asking you to take? Trust Him. Be blessed.
Well, a big thank you to Pastor Brad for that encouraging word about trusting the Lord. And these players are learning all about that. And, boy, they're hearing it from all different sides of the baseball world. A former coach or a current college coach, Tim Montez, shared a pregame chapel with the guys this morning. And they heard from a scout yesterday, a pro scout that's here for the showcase. Talked about his relationship with the Lord and just what to expect on the baseball side of things. So big shout out to Pastor Brad for those devotions that he's recorded for our broadcasts. Shane Steffen at the plate now for the Chinooks. Quickly 0-2 on the Chinook second base. He struck out swinging his first time up. The new pitcher is Elijah Dew. He's a freshman out of Johnson University, Knoxville, Tennessee native. Fastball misses up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dew is 6'2" and 190. We are in the top of inning number 6. Strike 3 called, and Shane Steffen didn't like the call, but it'll be 1 out here in inning number 6. That'll be the first strikeout for Elijah Dew. Buck pitching have struck out 6 Chinooks, and the Nooks are still looking for their first base hit. David Broughton, a walk and a fly ball to center. He's 0 for 2. I'm sorry, 0 for 1. First pitch is in there, strike one. Elijah Dew, right-handed freshman out of Johnson University and a Knoxville, Tennessee native. Likes to go from the stretch. The 0-1 to Broughton. Way out in front of a breaking ball. And it's quickly 0-2. Well, the other thing about these showcase events is these pitchers can come in for a couple innings and just let it fly. And so, that's been the challenge for the Chinooks in these 3 games. They have not been able to generate a lot of offense. You're facing a new arm every other inning. Can't really lock in on anybody. And the pitchers are just throwing, for the most part, short outings, so they're letting it rip. 1-2 pitch just off the plate, not by much. Broughton gets the call. 1 out, nobody aboard. Top of 6, 3-0 Bucks. Appreciate the shout-outs on the live chat on this Father's Day here in Anchorage. We've snuck up to 66 degrees now. Little tapper up the middle. Tough play here. This is going to be the shortstop Powell, and he makes the play. So good play there by Christian Powell for out number 2. Now it is the Chinook shortstop, Louis Zuleika. And Louis today, a walk his last time up, and a pop up to third, so officially 0 for 1. He has reached the furthest of any Chinook base runner. You've only had one guy. I've had 2 guys get to second and 1 to third, and Louis got to third his last time on the bases. First pitch misses low, ball 1. Well, you're getting no hit here in the 6th inning of a 7-inning ball game, so you're down to your last 4 outs. Try to break up the no-no. 1-0 pitch, going to miss just a bit low. 2-0. Neither team has had an awful lot of traffic in this game. As I said before, the Bucks have they've left 3 on, 2 in scoring position. And the Nooks have left 2 on, and both of them have been in scoring position. So and I'm looking through the Chinook thing here. They've only had 3 guys on base the whole game. All 3 reached by walk. Broughton in the 1st inning, Louis Zuleika in the 4th, and Brady Groves drew a walk in the 5th, and that's it. This Buck pitching has been solid. The 2-1. Tapper foul, third base side. The wind's picking up a little bit here at the ballpark. Flags are blowing almost parallel with the left field home run fence toward the foul pole on the left. Deuces Wild on the board here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on. Top of 6. 3-0. The Anchorage Bucks lead it. Next pitch fouled off. Good at bat here by Louis Zuleika. Spoils another good pitch by relief pitcher Elijah Dew, the freshman from Knoxville, Tennessee. All right, Miss Eisenagel, glad you got to hear that interview. Enjoyed getting to know Dustin on the pickup route every morning. And we'll try to work our way as far through that roster as we can before we head to Xenia. My wife Kitty and I are headed to Xenia, Ohio to work with the Scouts the second half of the summer. We'll leave on July 1, so I got 3 of them in today, and we'll see if we can kind of navigate through some of these guys as the next week or so progresses. Ground ball, just foul, almost extra bases there. That ball just missed being a double on the left field line. Louis will come back and go back at it here with a 3-2 count. So looking at the roster, just to give you a heads up here, we'll see if we can keep this in order. Won't always work this way, but we'll try. So next game it would maybe be Frankie Gulko, Braden Adams, and Troy Lopez. We'll see if we can get those guys on the interview. Can't promise that, but that's the goal. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a foul tip, and could not hold on. So Dylan Maltby is the catcher for the Bucs. Again, I remember Dylan and Ty Beck as bat boys for the Bucs and the Chinooks when I first started coaching up here. And it's awful good to see Dylan evolve into a fine young ball player. And, of course, Ty Beck played for the Chinooks last year and at the Masters University this last spring. So foul tip and couldn't quite hold on again. So Louis battling with a 3-2 count. Elijah do the set and the 3-2 offering again, and that ball pops away and for ball 4. So really good at bat there by Louis, his second walk of the ball game, and that's just the fourth base runner. And that'll be the first walk issued by Elijah Dew. Runner at first with 1 out, and now it's R.J. Rickabaugh. Nook still looking for that first hit. Elijah do the set. Probably see Louis try to swipe second here. And this is where, you know, you're getting late in the game. Normally you would not want your runner to go, but as a coach, I wouldn't have any problem with Louis trying to get a bag here just to kind of showcase his tools. These games don't count. You know, in a normal game, you probably would save, not take the risk of getting thrown out late in the game when you're down by 3. But generally in these showcases, you want these kids to have a chance to showcase what they can do. And so we'll see if Louis decides to take off or not. 2-0 is a count on R.J. Rickabaugh. Not going. Check swing, and he held up 3-0. Well, it'd be nice if the Nooks could put some things together here. They just haven't had anything. They've had walks and nothing else. 4 walks. And that's a strike, and it's 3-1. R.J. Rickabaugh had tossed his bat and was ready to run down to first base. 3-1 the count. These umpires tend to expand the zone too. And there's ball 4. So back-to-back walks for the first time today. And that's now 5 walks, all base runners. The Nooks have only had 5 base runners. All 5 have reached via the walk. Now it's the DH, cleanup hitter, Cade Smith. Well, the Nooks have hit into a double play last inning. Inning double play by Orion Medeiros. And the Nooks have turned a double play last inning. So we've had some pretty good defensive play by the two clubs. You got 2 outs and 2 on for Cade Smith. First pitch to Cade. Over the heart of the plate, strike 1. Good breaking ball there. Late movement on that pitch. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 aboard. The kick, the pitch, fouled off, 0-2. So after 2 walks in a row, Elijah Dew comes right back and works ahead of the Chinook DH, Cade Smith. So now you try to get a swing and a miss here. Well, and I would agree with Miss Eisenagel on the interview. Dustin's a great young man and speaks well of what you and your husband have done in raising him. So many of these young men are such a treat to be around, and they love playing baseball. They love getting after it, and they love the Lord. So put those things together, and it's a good summer. It's a grind, no doubt about it. But 1-2 is the count. Appreciate the remarks from Miss Eisenagel. Strike 3 called outside corner, and that'll do it. The Chinooks are come up empty again. 2 backwards Ks in that inning. That's 7 strikeouts for Buck pitching. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Elijah Dew on the front and back ends of that inning. And the Nooks, no runs on no hits. You leave 2 guys on. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. Your score from Mulcahy Stadium, it's the Bucs 3 and the Chinooks 0. All right, the Chinooks have gone to the bullpen for the first time today, and it'll be Peyton Neiman taking over for John Green. And so for a moment, Shane Steffen went out to the mound, and then Peyton came running out. So maybe a little confusion on the Chinooks' part, or at least on Shane Steffen's part. Looked like he was going to start warming up, and it's going to be Peyton Neiman, 5'11", 185, a right-handed senior out of the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. He is a Wichita, Kansas native. And he's supposed to face Ryan Callahan. That's going to be Callahan stepping in. And Callahan is, well, I don't know what he is. I think he's 1 for 2. We kind of got our score sheets mixed up last time through the lineup for the Bucs. So first time up, Callahan RBI single to center, and I believe he might have rounded out to short in his last plate appearance. First pitch was a strike. It's 0-1. Check swing. Did he go? No, says third base umpire. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch is off the plate, 2-1. Well, an hour and 45 into this one. So pretty good pace here on all these showcase games. They're all 7-inning games, so obviously 2 innings shorter, but pace of play has been pretty good for all 3 ball games. And what hasn't hurt the cause in terms of pace of play is that the Nooks have not been able to generate much offense. Get no hit today. They'll have Laidley, Kwapnowski, and Groves to try to break up the no-hitter in the 7th. Here's the 2-2. Misses high, 3-2. The question I might have is, will the Bucs bat in the bottom of the 7th if they hold on to this lead? Depends on if they have any arms they need to get seen. There's a leadoff walk to Callahan. First walk of the day for Peyton Neiman. And unofficially 5 walks now for Nook pitching. Here comes the right fielder, Zane Kelly. 0 for 2, a fly ball to left, ground ball to short. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it is a ground ball to short. Either way here. My score sheet got mixed up back in that 3rd inning. Runner thought about going and held up. First pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. Well, if you haven't chimed in, love to hear from who you're rooting for or where you're watching from here. On a Father's Day afternoon, the 0-1. Ground ball foul, first base side. Appreciate the chats we've had so far. Hanging in there at 66 degrees here in Anchorage. Headed for a high of 68. Got some really nice weather in store the next couple of days. Highs in the mid 60s, lows right around 50. 0-2 pitch, another chopper, and we'll do it again. Yeah, the good news is we don't have any serious rain threats for quite some time. Not seeing anything significant at all on the 10-day here, so that is a real blessing after the soggy start we had to the summer. Another pickoff attempt. Oh, 2 pitch, pop up center field. Medeiros has got room out there, plenty of time, makes the grab, and there's one out. Christian Powell will step in. Reached on an error, grounded out to short. Powell 0 for 2. That wind continues to blow across this diamond from right field foul pole to left field foul pole. So the right-handers, if they can lift and separate. There goes the runner, fouled off, and he'll have to go back. Those right-handers can get it up in the air. And 2 of the Chinook right-handers able to get one out of here on Friday against the Panthers. It was en route to a 3-2 win over the club from Fairbanks. And it kind of looks like the Pilots and the Panthers are next. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, I don't know if that's the Panthers or the Oilers. They kind of have the same colors. It looks like it might be the Panthers. So that's who's next. That would leave the Bucs and the Miners to finish things up tonight. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, all 3 days. 0-2 the count. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Strike him out and see if you can throw him out. Not quite. Okay, so Peyton Neiman gets the punch out. First strikeout for Peyton. And, boy, that's the first strikeout of the ball game for Chinook pitchers. Callahan gets the stolen base. That's his second of the day. And now it's Peyton Knowles stepping in. Peyton Knowles has walked twice in this third showcase game. 3-0 Bucs. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Just off the plate, not by much. 1 ball, no strikes. Three, 4-0 for the Bucs. 0-1 for the Chinooks. They're still looking for their first base hit. It's off the plate, 2-0. Peyton Neiman on the mound from the stretch. You got Callahan at second with 2 outs. Next pitch, pretty good spot, called a ball, and it's ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Peyton Neiman. That's 6 walks for Chinook pitching. First and second, 2 outs. And stepping in, well, let's see who it's going to be. Should be Dylan Maltby, and it is. He's the catcher. So Maltby steps in with 2 on and 2 outs. Dylan Maltby, catcher, third baseman, a junior. He's from Anchorage, and he's at Wheeling University. First pitch, misses inside, ball 1. Well, it's just kind of fun when you see these young men that were bat boys years ago grow into being a college player and playing on the team they were bat boy for. That's pretty cool. Here's the 1-0. Check swing, and boy, this is a tough play. Peyton Neiman got it off his glove, and it's going to be an infield single. Well, there's not a lot to do there. The bases are now loaded with Bucs with 2 outs. Peyton Neiman leaned over, tried to make the grab. It was to his right, and he he tipped the ball. It glanced off his glove, and no one else really had a play on it. So here's the 9-hitter, Nolan Cusey. First pitch swing and fouls it off, strike 1. Cusey 0 for 2, a fly ball to right, fly ball to left. Bucs trying to add to a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Peyton Neiman on the mound for the Chinooks. Fly ball left field, this should do it. And Brady Groves under it, makes the catch, and there's your inning. So the Nooks escape more damage as Peyton Neiman gets Cusey to fly out to Brady Groves in left field. 3 left on, 2 in scoring position. That's now 4 left on in scoring position, 6 for the ball game. But no runs in the inning. And the Nooks will go to the 7th inning trying to break up the no-hitter. And it'll be Laidley, Kopnowski, and Groves scheduled to hit back in just a minute. Well, here you go, Chinook fans. You're trying to break up a no-hitter. You're down 3 runs. 3-0 Bucs as we go to the top of the 7th. And it's Keaton Laidley stepping in to lead it off. Struck out looking in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth. New pitcher for the Bucs, the fourth pitcher that they've used, Mike Sarhat, 6'6", 215, a right-handed junior from Point Loma University. He is a Belmont, California native. So big right-hander, 6'6", 215, Sarhat. First pitch is going to miss low, ball one to Keaton Laidley. No runs on no hits, 1 error for the Chinooks. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors for the Bucs. 1-0. A little tapper foul, and Ted McGovern, the Colonel, can't make the play. That's an error on Ted. He's got the Scully on and coaching first base through batting practice today. Out on those cages. Serves these guys so well. That pitch is in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sarhat, the full windup. And a tapper to second. This is going to be QC. And there's 1 out. Easy play there for the Bucs second baseman. So 1 up, 1 down in the Chinooks 7th. Sam Kwapnowski will step in. He's 0 for 2. Well, everybody in this Chinook lineup is 0 for something. Kwapnowski, a fly ball to left and a strikeout swinging. Trying to break up the no-hitter here in the top of the 7th. First pitch misses, ball 1. So it's been 4 Buck pitchers, Zan Rose, Garvey Rummery, Elijah Dew, and now Mike Sarhat trying to do the combined no-hitter in the showcase. The pitch is called a strike. I'm not sure it was, but it was called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on right fielder Sam Kwapnowski. And check swing, yes he did. And it's 1-2. Well, we talked about seeing different pitchers, and it's a challenge. You can't lock in on any kind of release point or rhythm or anything. The 1-2 in there for a strike, and you're 1 out away from a combined no-hitter. Strikeout number 1 for Sarhat, and unofficially 8 strikeouts for Buck pitchers. And the last hope for the Chinooks to avoid the no-hitter is Brady Groves. Brady Groves hit a bullet at first baseman Cole Carlin, and first pitch is swung on and missed. So his first at bat, he got robbed. That could have been a hit. And then last time up, drew a walk. So he's in a hole here, 0-1. Next pitch, gonna miss inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, never fun to be part of a no-hitter on the wrong end. Here's the 1-1. Pretty good spot, called a strike. It's 1-2. Nooks down to their last strike for the win and also for the no-hitter. Trying to break it up. Sophomore from Oberlin. Little tapper back to the mound. This should do it. And the Bucs are going to get a no-hitter. 1-3 will end the ball game. And that will do it. No runs, and we are not going to play the bottom of the 7th. So that'll do it. No runs on no hits, 1 error for the Chinooks. The Bucs 3 runs on just 5 hits. Bucs do not commit an error. So really well pitched game by both clubs, but you just couldn't generate any offense off those 4 Buck pitchers. And the coaches will shake hands at home plate. Big shout out to Bill Springman and Tim Montez and his staff for hosting the Chinooks for the pregame chapel. What a treat that was. Kind of a role reversal, if you will, as we're normally the ones offering the pregame chapel or sharing of the gospel. But what a breath of fresh air to hear the gospel shared this morning by Tim Montez. And a big shout out to Sean Maltby for inviting the Chinook team. And we had a nice gathering. And we'll probably try to get that picture on the air next time we broadcast. And that'll be not very long from now. We'll be right back down here at Mulcahy tomorrow. We'll be back at ABL play. There's not a whole lot to do on the wrap-up here, as the Chinooks as a club, go 0 for the game. They get no hit. For the Bucs side of it, they scored a single run in the very first inning. It was a 1-out walk to Carlin and a 2-out RBI single up the middle by Callahan. It was 1-0 Bucs after an inning. It would stay 1-0 until the third inning. The Bucs would score 2 runs, one on a routine ground ball by Max Ross and another on a sac fly by Ryan Callahan. Actually, that was Zane Kelly getting the sac fly there, but the inning had started with an infield single by Josh Hankins and then a double by Brody Briggs. And so those two guys came around to score, and that's all the Bucs would need. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors for the Bucs, no runs on no hits, and 1 error for the Chinooks. Your winning pitcher, well, let's just see about this. It's I guess it's going to be the starter, Zan Rose. Rose will be the winning pitcher, and none of these stats are going to go in the ABL books this year. John Green will take the loss, and again, these probably will not be reflected in any of the stats. The Chinooks used 2 pitchers, John Green for 5 innings, and then Peyton Neiman pitched the 6th inning. So that'll wrap things up for a Sunday afternoon, a Father's Day, a beautiful day here in Anchorage, Alaska. So thankful for the sunny weather, and thankful for you guys chiming in on the live chat. All right, Mr. Neiman has just checked in. Check this one more time. Yeah, I'm just so excited for Peyton to be a part of AIA baseball again this summer. So thanks, John, for checking in on that. And couldn't agree with you more. AIA baseball is what's changed my life 40 years ago, and 38 years of marriage, 6 children. Certainly still trying to figure it out, but I don't want to think about where I would have ended up if I hadn't have played a couple summers with a club like this one, and a guy like Tim Cole and Ted McGovern and Kyle Peets leading the way down there on the field with these guys. So thanks for checking in. And, of course, Miss Lopez checking in from Chino Hills, California. And, of course, all the dads, we're sorry that you had to miss being with your sons today, but you can rest assured they're getting some really good mentorship up here in Alaska and playing some really good baseball on a beautiful day here on a Father's Day. So our best wishes to all the dads out there to have a wonderful Father's Day. Thanks for watching. Thanks be to God who gives us the victory through Jesus Christ our Lord. This is Dr. John Groth from Anchorage, Alaska. Until tomorrow, so long, everybody.